Hi,
Hi,
Lila. I'm missing you so much. We thought we would do a little video for you and read a story. It's been a while. Now, this story is called Matthew and the Midnight Hospital. And we've been saving these books until you were a little bit older because it's a bit of a bigger story. But I think you're old enough now that maybe you can follow it all. It's a very tricky story and things happen in the nighttime. So let's get started.
All right. One day, show her the title. Midnight and the Matthew and the Midnight Hospital. Okay. One day when Matthew had nothing to do, he decided to start a circus. He was the clown and the ringmaster too. You can be my lion, he told his mother. I'll make you a cage, and after I tame you, I'll teach you lots of amazing tricks. His mother said she was busy right then, but she helped him with his costume, complete with bath towel cape. Let me know when it's time for the show, she said, and he went outside. Matthew looked around for a few wild animals to train. The cat from next door wasn't all that keen, but a couple of the squirrels up high in the tree were jumping from branch to branch. I'll do tricks down here while they do them up there, Matthew decided. He practiced a while, and when he was ready, he shouted for his mom to come and see the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here's Matthew the Magnificent and his amazing flying squirrels, he announced.
Woo. We have some squirrels out back, as you know. Okay. Where are you going? Matthew went into his act. He balanced on chairs and jumped great gaps. He swung to new heights on his trapeze swing and flew through the air right over the wading pool. All his tricks worked out quite well, and his mother was very impressed. But just at the end, as he jumped onto the picnic table to take his bow, he tripped on his cape and fell. Whoa! He yelled as he tumbled off. Ow! He yelped as he hit the ground. Mom! He cried when he saw his knee. His mother brought out the first aid kit. She cleaned him up and put on a nice new Band-Aid. Matthew moaned. I should probably go to emergency. His mother smiled. Don't worry, dear. It's just a small scrape. Matthew was sure it was much more than that, but before he could speak, one of the squirrels missed a branch overhead and fell to the ground at their feet. It lay there for a while without moving. Matthew frowned. Should we give him a Band-Aid too? He asked. I'm afraid it wouldn't help, said his mother.
Oh, I gotta turn this way. Matthew's mother wrapped the squirrel in an old kitchen towel and took it to the garage. She tucked it into a small cardboard box. She shook her head. I'm afraid that's all we can do, she said. Is he dead? Matthew asked. No, he's not, but he's hurt. Just how badly I can't say. We'll have to wait till tomorrow to see if he'll be okay. Whoa. Switch.
When Matthew got into bed that night, put the picture in. There we go.
Gigi.
When Matthew got into bed that night, he was thinking about the squirrel. Will he get cold out in the garage? I don't think so, dear, his mother replied. He's wrapped up warm in his towel. I hope his family knows where he is, Matthew said. I'm sure they do. Don't lift your Band-Aid or it won't stay on. I just want to see if I'm getting better. If I get better, maybe the squirrel will too. He's gone to sleep now, and so should you, his mother said. Then she kissed him goodnight and turned off the light. As Matthew lay awake all alone in the dark, he heard the wail of a siren somewhere far away. He curled himself up in his soft, warm blankets until he felt just like the squirrel. "Don't worry," he whispered. "We'll both get well." Then he closed his eyes. Soon he was fast asleep.
That was pretty good.
Switch.
Around about midnight.
We're silly.
This is my favorite part of the story. Around about midnight, Matthew woke up. A siren loud and close by. So he got out of bed and went to the window. An ambulance was there. Quick as a flash, Matthew dashed outside. As he arrived, the ambulance guys were loading a stretcher into the back. The injured squirrel was strapped in tight. "Will he be okay?" Matthew asked. "Hard to say. Gotta get to emergency right away." "I got hurt too," Matthew explained, and he pointed to his knees. "Looks pretty bad," the man agreed. "You better come with us." Matthew got in and hopped onto his stretcher. The driver slammed the door. A moment later, with the siren blaring, the ambulance pulled away. Whoa.
It's opposite again. It's fine. When they arrived at the hospital, the waiting room was jammed. Still, the midnight nurses had things under control, more or less. "Welcome to the waiting game," they told Matthew. "Take a number, any number, multiply by 5, divide by 3, add a cup of tea, and what have you got?" "I don't know," Matthew said. "Neither do we," the nurses all cried. "Sit down and wait. We'll call you when your number comes through, if it ever does." "These two can't wait," said the ambulance guy. "They need an operation." The waiting room was suddenly silent. Everyone turned to look. The midnight nurses stared at Matthew with his big round eyes. "Operation?" they whispered. "Operation!" they shrieked. Then they threw all their number cards into the air and started a frenzied conga line all around the waiting room.